once more. I can see each and every one of us here. Thank you so much for coming. And just a quick recap of what we did yesterday. Let me just pull up my slides. So yesterday, I think we started with the reason why we are here. So with what the miracle of men is all about. We said that the summation of all we do is to help you understand the minds of men so that you can gain access, values. I'll come again, they help you access the minds, help you understand the minds of men so that you can gain access to the miracle of men. Then we talked about the profound nature of what we're going to be teaching these few days. And we decided to restrain ourselves to teaching laws. There are several things that I could have brought up as part of the course content, but we decided that okay, no, let's teach laws. Several reasons sake. One of the reasons is that these laws, they are unbiased. Like it doesn't depend whether you're male, female, tall, whatever. It doesn't depend on your gender, it doesn't depend on your culture, it doesn't depend on your experience or your community. Laws stand, they are not biased. They stand the test of time. People who have gone before us use these laws, and those who are going to come after us use them. Then we want to talk about emphasis on sincerity, that even after we have used laws, even after we have followed these laws, the aim would still not be achieved to its fullest if and when it is not based on sincerity, because the human mind is so mysterious that it can sense any atom of insincerity and to just shut down. What we are trying to do is to get people to value what we say, we present, offer. However, if we're trying to get them to value it for insincerity, it will defeat the aim. We ended it by saying that even the Bible, most of us read, said that the law came through Moses, even with the profound nature of law that came through Moses. Grace and truth still had to come through Jesus. So everything we're going to learn these few days is going to be based on laws, it's going to be based on laws. However, it's going to be backed up by the cornerstone of sincerity. With that said, we went straight to the law of diligence. That's where we dwelt yesterday. Find diligence as a state of accuracy, exactitude, and perfection, deviating within acceptable limits. So we said that, let me repeat it again, diligence is a state of accuracy, exactitude, and perfection, deviating only within acceptable limits. Then we talked of benefits of diligence. We said diligence grants you the opportunity to chill with the big boys. It puts you in high demand. Diligence, the cure for insufficiency, complex, petty jealousy, and the rest. Also, we said diligence brings you to a place of authority. And lastly, diligence bets trust, recognition, and endorsement. Trust, recognition, and endorsement. So we now talked on how to be diligent. We said to be diligent, you have to make an unbending resolve to be thorough. To make an unbending resolve to be thorough. that resolve will cause you to put in your best to encounter everything that is relevant and important to your area of endeavor. Then we move on to preparation and diligence. So gather every with these two words in mind, every material that is relevant and important. So then we now come to delivery. That was where we stopped yesterday, which was delivery. So we gave a key point. That's the key word. I don't know, can anybody remember the key word? What the key word said yesterday? Alright. Welcome, Blessing. So I said the key word was, is this the best I can do in the material? Is this the best we can do? So whenever anything we are doing in our businesses, I told us that to get people to value what we are doing, that's the valuable. And while we put our work out there for people to value, it will not be what's the word now? It would be fraud, yes. We being fraudulent, trying to get people to value something that is not valuable. So whenever we are doing anything, we are ask ourselves, is this the best we can do? If you say yes, it's the best I can do, good job, send it forth. If you say no, this is not the best I can do, put your head down to it again and start working. Then finally we said that there are some times when all you can do is just the best. Like the best you can do is just all you can do. You can't get, it's not the worst, neither is it the best. That's all you can do. At that point, you should just give yourself a pat on the back. Continue with it. So with that said, let us move on to the next thing. I want to start with this. Yesterday, I talked with Blessing. She said something about, I watched the video again. I had to go back and watch the video again so that me that taught the class had to watch it so that the things I said would resonate in my mind. I'll come to that later. But I stumbled across what Blessing said, that she had the passion for cooking, baking, and doing this pastry stuff. However, a point came when she lost the passion. For some reason, she lost the passion. But Blessing, I would love to tell you that I hope you're listening. Are you there, Blessing? All right.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So I would love to tell you that we believe in you. We believe in you. We believe that you are a good cook, you're a good chef, you're a good baker. That for the fact that you have that passion to prepare nice meal is valid and is what your pursuit. It is what your pursuit. People who are in government houses, they eat food, and it's people that cook it. People who are the presidents, they organize occasion. They organize occasion, and it's people who prepare the meal. You are a person with this passion enough for you to push yourself to get there, that you will be so valuable, so exceptional, so diligent that you make it. We believe, Blessing, that you can take up this subject, you can take up this area of endeavor, of catering, whether it's to specify basically for baking, or to specify cooking for parties, or to specify cooking for birthday. Specify on it, put yourself to it. Timothy told Paul told Timothy, give yourself totally to these things. put down yourself into it, soak yourself, immerse yourself in it, and you're not here. We believe in you that you can do it. We believe in you that you can get there. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, regardless of whatever it is that may be around. Don't get discouraged. Keep pushing, keep fighting. It is so easy for us to remain in our comfort zone, but for us to be great in life, for us to get to a place of greatness, we must move out of our comfort zone. So whatever sacrifice to take you to move out of your comfort zone and become an exceptional world-class chef, world-class baker. We believe that you can take it. We believe that you can take that step. We believe that you can get up there. And we are supporting you. We are cheering for you. We are rooting for you. So that's what I just want to take out of the way before we go to the next thing. So I hope you heard me, Blessing.
Yes, sir. I heard you very well. Thank you. Very well.
Yeah.
I'm grateful.
So let us move to the next thing. I talked on this yesterday, but I decided I was just going to stretch on it a bit because it is of profound importance, which is the need for being specific. The need for being specific. Now I know we are in a business class to learn how to get what we sell to be valued, and the services we render to be valued, or the product, or the things we represent rather to be valued. But I would just love to state that for anything to be loud, anything to go world class, anything to become so valuable that the whole world it has to be specific. It has to be specific. It has to start from a small point. Now, there is no light. They're taking the light everywhere. I would have gotten to use light. But let me just use a lantern and show us, share my screen. So, can you guys see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I can see.
Okay. Now look at this. How many of us have spoken? I talked of a speaker yesterday. Let me make a sketch here. Have we ever seen the experiment where sunlight is shining everywhere, but it's just hitting up things normally and regularly? But if you take a lens and then focus the sunlight on a particular paper, focus on a particular paper like this, the intensity of the light can make the paper burn. We did that. I think we did that experiment when we were young. Focusing the intensity of something to a particular place gives it that vigor. Even in pipes, if you pick a pipe, a hose, water is coming out, close the mouth a bit, the pressure will build up, and that will go far. That thing will go far, farther than if you just let it go. So if you want your business, if you want whatever you're doing, whether it is graphics design, whether it is video editing, content creating, whether it is baking, catering, whatever it is, if you want it to go far, I believe if you focus it on a specific niche like this, if you focus on a specific niche like it goes so far that it will go farther than if you had just touch here. These laws will work for you. However, if you take a brick, put one block here, put one block here, put one block in one building, put one block in one building, put one block in one building. If you take inventory of how much these houses have grown, like you are building 4 houses in one city, you take an inventory of how it has grown. It won't be as fast as if you take all the blocks and say, let me build one house. Put one block, put one block, put one block, put one block, and you are doing. It goes so fast. So I'm trying to emphasize on the fact that we should be specific. We should be specific. You've seen horn speakers when they used to, the one they use for evangelism. This is not a very concise drawing, but trying the best I can. Those horn speakers, something that looks like this. Can we see it? Are we seeing this?
Yes, sir, I'm seeing it.
You see that this place is tightened, is specific. This is where the sound comes out from. But then, for it to go to a farther audience, spread. So it first starts with a small place. Let's start with a small specific niche. So pick a niche. Pick a place where you say, see, I will be good at this one. That's what was my issue when I was learning instrument. I started learning almost every instrument. I learned saxophone, I learned keyboard, I learned guitar, I learned cello, my goodness, I was just learning, and I was not good at any. Today I've left all of them. I can play almost any instrument. I've left. I'm not good at them, even though that was not my calling. It was just a temporal means. I was supposed to use it to serve them. But if I had taken my time to say, let me be specific, that as a tailor, I'm going to sew for male and male senator. Or as a tailor, a seamstress, I'm going to sew for female, and for female, I'm going to sew perfect lace so much that if anybody is looking for lace, they come to me. So I think I'll remove my camera now so that I'll continue with class. So, yes, the need for specificity, the need for us to be specific. Give ourselves wholly to a specific area. And then at some point when it now gets to a scalable point, you now expand. So that's one. And then pick something you are passionate about. Because if we talked about diligence yesterday, if you're not passionate about what you do, you will bring up excuses. Bring up excuses to say, this one, that one, the other one, this one, that one, the other one. But if it is something you are passionate about, very passionate about, trust me, you want to give your best to it, you want to put in your best, because it's something that gives you fulfillment, it's something you're going to take to you in the long run. So you have to be passionate about it. And in that passion, it will get you to now. When we are because we are going to teach how to sell yourself, how to sell the products today, how to get people to buy from you. So if you're now trying to sell to people, if you're passionate about the thing, it won't be, you're not now selling. You're not selling. You will take it as you are serving. You're trying to serve people. As I am, I'm not selling to you. I don't feel like I'm selling to you. I feel like I'm serving you. You paid for the class, but I feel like I'm serving you. I didn't sell you this. So because of the passion I have about getting to impart knowledge, getting to help people understand the minds of men so that they can tap into the value man has, they can tap into the miracle. That's my passion. That's what causes me to do all the things I do. So, number one, be specific. Number two, be passionate. And then after being passionate, take sales to become famous. Okay, so let's get to the business of today. giving a recap of diligence, what we did yesterday, spoken to lesson about it's about being going full out, being because we believe in you, and we believe that you can do anything you set your heart to. Then I now talk about this. So today we are going to the second law, and yes, I said I was going to talk about the YouTube page. I got the video yesterday, I downloaded it, very huge, and I decided that we're going to work on it because there's some parts that Telegram, I depended on the video the Telegram was going to send to us to me. So we're going to work on some parts and they did some things they're not supposed to do. Work on it and then send it to us. So the videos will be uploaded at most 2 or 3 days after this class ended, after Saturday. Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, it should be on the YouTube page. However, please, I would suggest and I would advise that we go and subscribe and turn on our notifications so that when I post the video there, you can find it. It's very important that you go through this stuff over and over again. Research has it that we only use 20% of only when we go for a meeting, when we listen to somebody, when we listen to a preacher. Research has it that we only hear 20% of what the person says. 20% of what the person says. That's why it is important to repeat it. Go back again and again and again and look into it and look into it and look into it. So I will post the video as soon as it is done. As soon as it is done, please go subscribe and turn on your notifications to get when the videos are posted. And then for the notes, I decided that also I'm going to be sending a note after class so that you can go back on it again. You should just follow the going. You just be following. Then when we are done, send the notes. So that it will not cause necessary to send. So I hope we're ready for today. Are we ready?
Yes, sir, we're ready.
Matthew, you said you did not get me. I hope, what was it you didn't get? Please, let me hear you if you're still there. Are you there, Matthew?
Yes. So at the beginning, like you say something that God gets me. Okay.
All right. No problems. So let me continue.
Okay, sir.
So I hope we have our writing materials here with us. What we are learning today is the law of appearance, attraction, and flexibility. So you can write it down. The law of appearance, attraction, and flexibility. Now, for these laws, these are 3 different laws that I have to just combine into one for the sake of time. I wouldn't want to do what we did yesterday to just take one law throughout yesterday. And I have to emphasize on that for a reason. However, I want us to cover as much as we can within the period. So I decided to combine the 3 of them together. So write down 3 statements about these laws. 3 statements about the law of appearance, attraction, and flexibility. First statement. Most people see first our outward appearance before anything else. Most people see first our outward appearance before anything else. Is that not true? Because when somebody is approaching you on the road and somebody is coming towards you, you don't see the person's spirit floating and coming. Neither do you see the person's soul or you see the person's mind. What you see is the person's clothes, what the shoe the person is wearing, the hair the person made, the countenance of the person's face. That's what you see first. not the intention. You don't see whether the person is coming with a gun to kill you, or you see a person with shirt, trouser, shoe, and the rest. Then the second statement is people are only attracted by what they are familiar with. People are only attracted by what they are familiar with. Isn't that true? Because if I ask you now, once you take a group picture, I know most of us take selfie. Once you take a group picture, and they show you the phone, they show you the picture, who is the first face you look for? Yes, you guessed right. Your face. It's your face you look for, because you are familiar with the face. You want to first see yourself whether you are fine or not. Some persons are too, let me not use the word selfish, but when they as soon as they see a picture that their face is not fine, even if every other person is fine, they will just delete the picture. I used to do it too. So I'm in that shoe. If I look at the picture and it's fine, everybody is fine, it's just me that maybe I'm turning to look at somebody and think I will just delete. People are attracted by only to what they are familiar with. The third one, different people are attracted by different things. That's true. Many people's one man's food is another man's poison. And I know we must have heard of that. The food you take today, it may be a poison to some other person. So everybody have different choices. In fact, let me tell you a story of a Nigerian that went to US to stay, and at that period when he was in US, they were discriminating Nigerians because of the things that are happening in their country. So if they hear you're a Nigerian, nobody wants to associate with you, and even deport you. You'll be having problems with people and even the law enforcement. So the guy lied that he was a Kenyan. He lied he was a Kenyan, and then even the girlfriend he had, he told the girlfriend that he was a Kenyan. The girlfriend was like, "Wow, I have another friend that a girl that is dating a guy that is a Kenyan also. That one of these days they're going to organize a meeting so that you will see the guy, two of them will greet." The guy was averting, her boyfriend was averting the meeting almost every time she brings it up. Every time. So one day she has persisted and persisted. They now told her, okay, you know what? He told himself that whatever it is, it's just if he talks to the guy in his language, he's going to speak Igbo, he's an Igbo man. He talks to the guy doesn't understand him. You just tell the girl that two of them are from different parts of Kenya and the rest. So they went for the meeting. The guy came with his girlfriend. The other girl came with her boyfriend that also said he's in Kenya. So when they met now, the girls greeted and they were like, okay, you guys should talk now since you are from Kenya. So this guy now said, one na keki mere na he spoke Igbo. The other guy that said he was Kenyan shouted, "Ewo, the one Igbo. One name okay." Him too was an Igbo that lied he was a Kenyan. So two of them talked in their language and deceived the girls. They were like, "Oh, Kenyan people, they love themselves." So they laughed. Now, this story just buttresses the point that you are attracted to people you are familiar with. You don't talk to everybody in Nigeria, or if you go to USA and you hear a person speaking your language, you turn. Are you from Nigeria? A person say, "Yeah, what part of Nigeria?" So okay, I've become best friends. So people are attracted. That's one thing you should know when you are trying to get people to value what you are selling, what you represent, and the services you provide. You put it in such a context that it attracts them. It speaks to them. Let me not go ahead of myself, but I wrote here in my notes that after one has done the due diligence to build up himself and his business, the first port of call is to package our content in such a context that is relevant to our target audience. That is true because yesterday we talked about putting up your best to do the best you can so that you can deliver a quality product, a quality service. However, people do not see your heart that you have prepared yourself for quality preparation. So you have prepared yourself for quality giving out a service or a product. What they will see is what you will deliver. So, very important statement. Please write this down if you're right. If you're not, maybe when I finish, that we tend to see ourselves and our businesses primarily in light of our intentions. You don't need to write, I'll send a note. We tend to see ourselves and our business primarily in light of our intentions, which are only visible to us, which are visible to us, but invincible to others. We tend to see ourselves and businesses primarily in the light of our intentions, which are invisible to others, while we see others mainly in light of their actions, which are all that visible to us. Is that not true? When we are doing things we intended to do, rather much more than what we are doing, and that's what we are to make. We think others see, but it's only us that see that. What others see is our action. So this Lord helps us to get our target audience to see what we sell or what we represent in such a context that speaks personally to them. And I believe that because if they can see it in a context that speaks louder to them, they can value it, they can listen, and they can buy. If you can say what would make them, what resonates to them, what attracts them, they will value what you're saying to the point that they will buy. So a very important thing for you to note is the vehicle that converts intention to action is called communication. I think someone should write that down and post it on the platform. He says the vehicle that converts intentions to action is called communication. That's what we learn today, how to communicate. And you know, when you talk of communication, most persons just think of talking. Talking is just the one form of communication. One is verbal communication. Verbal communication is 20% of communication in overall forms of communication. You have non-verbal communications, which involves, I think, facial body language, proxemics, that's the space between you and the person. It involves the audio-visual, your tone of voice, and your facial expression. Several artifacts. That is the artificial things we put around ourselves to communicate who we are. People like to put dread to communicate that they're a cool guy. So let me reiterate that statement again. It says the vehicle that converts intentions to action is called communication. The vehicle that converts intentions to action is called communication. So English dictionary defines communication as the process of imparting knowledge or information to someone. The process of imparting knowledge or information to someone. So, according to English dictionary, they define communication as the process of imparting knowledge or information to someone. In the context of what we are doing today, the information or the knowledge we are trying to impart is to get people to value what we sell, to get them to buy from us, to get them to patronize us, patronize either our business or our service or our what we represent. If you're a Christian and you want to preach to them, get them to value. That's what communication helps you to. So, not this, that the most effective rule of communication is to communicate in terms of the other person. The most effective rule of communication is to communicate in terms of the other person. Let me see if I can turn on my voice. All right, let's just go. So you're trying to communicate to somebody. What you should have in mind is that you're trying to impart knowledge to people. You're trying to impart knowledge into somebody. The goal is the person to understand what you are saying, not for you to understand. You already understand it. That's why you want to communicate it to them. But the goal now is to communicate it in such a way that they understand. So you have to have it at the front of your mind, not at the back of your mind. You have to communicate in terms of the other person more than communicating in your own way. Now, this means that communication is not about us, it's about our audience. If I say something now I hope you are listening. I hope you are there. I want to say something that I will need your attention. Please, if you're there, it's imply that you're there.
It's like you're mute. Sadiq.
Can you say this? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Wow. So I've been, where did you stop? Where did I miss you, please? Can you just tell me where you I was now mute so that I will go back? I think it was where I was speaking an unknown language. So I said something like this. I said communication is to get information passed across to your audience in the language that they understand. You understand it, but since your goal is to get the information passed, you have to pass it in such a way that they will understand it. You have to pass it in such a way that it will reach them. If you pass a ball to somebody and the ball doesn't reach the person, the goal is defeated. The ball was not passed. So I said I'm trying to tell you something, but you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm very sure I don't think any one of you understand it. If you do, please tell me. So you don't know that I'm cursing you, blessing you, I'm telling you to do something, I'm telling you to run, I'm telling you to buy from me. That's what most business do sometimes. They try to get people to buy from them, but they are speaking their own language, not knowing that everybody doesn't speak the same language. What I just said now, there is joy in my heart. Idara joy, in my heart. They said that's acquirable. Oh, there is joy in my heart. So that was what I was saying. So how do you now speak in terms of others? How do you now speak in such a way that others will understand, patronize you, and buy from you? Now, this is where we teach you how to pass across your message in such a context that is both relevant and important to your audience, that will capture their attention. So, you're trying to put across a mindset that you have whenever you are trying to get people to value what you are saying, whenever you're trying to get people to value the services you provide, or the goods you sell, or the things you're trying to represent, the mindset you should have that will be helpful to pass across a message that your audience wants. That's what we're trying to get to. So the first thing we should have in mind is we should recognize that everybody is not like you. Honestly, everybody is not like you. That's one of the greatest lessons I learned from my father. He would tell me that, see, son, not everybody thinks the same way you do. I'll be like, why are people not doing this? Why are people not doing that? Why are people not doing this? And he'll be like, son, it's not everybody thinks the way you do. And that's true. Some people are quiet, some people are very rowdy. When they talk, people want to bend down, but there are some persons, when they talk, their voice is very loud, and you notice them when they enter the room. People are different. You cannot expect everybody. The world is full of, if everybody is in this whole world behaves like me, this world will be a very boring place, honestly. Some people are smart, some are not too smart. Some people are fast, some others are slow. That is one thing you should have in mind. People are not everybody thinks the same way. So the second thing you should have in mind, I believe that today, by God's grace, we close earlier than we did yesterday. Yesterday we were stretched a long time, and I decided to just compress everything, push it out at once. The second thing is that you should structure your message in a context that interests your audience. Structure your context, your message rather, in a context that interests others. Now, I wrote here that we all need to work out more often in the gymnasium of communication to be able to express our good intention. So, I saw my brother today. He was looking, as he has gone to the gym to work out on himself, and his arms were popped. He was looking so good, nice. He was looking so macho. Yes, that's what he was looking so macho. He has gone to the gym and he has exercised his muscle. His muscles have now become matured. It has now become strong. It has now become big. The same way we must go to the gymnasium of communication to work out more often, so that we can be able to communicate our message out there in the language that people would understand. So, while you are communicating your message out in the language that people understand, there are a few things you should know that will help you prepare yourself, your sermon as a preacher, your advert, or your word of mouth advertisement. There are some little nuggets, little production in engineering. That's what we call production. And it's just like, okay, let me give a random example. Innocent, when he's making cars, there's a production line where, okay, the doors are fixed, the windscreen is fixed, the wheels are fixed, the windows are fixed. Every section has a specific duty it does. So these little nuggets I'm going to give you are like production line that your advert, your product, your context should pass through to be able to reach out to an audience that is the audience that you desire. So the first thing and most important, yes, first, but it's not necessarily the most important, but it's very important. First and very important is never criticize. never criticize. Now, the reason why I say that is because I've experienced it before, and I've watched it on people. I've watched people do it and make the same mistake. And sometimes I'm like, wow, so this is true. Never criticize. When you criticize people, you put them on a defensive mode. When people are criticized, the fastest thing they do is to bring up a shield to cover it, so that it would not to save them from more criticism. For instance, I'm trying to get someone to come and give me cloth to sew for him, for her, and I'm like, what are you wearing there? Like, don't you know that this dress is too big for you, it's too tight for you? That's enough. They're just walking like more that they're squeezing. The thing is coming out from the bottom. Immediately, the girl's mind just shut up. She wants to defend herself. She wants to prove you wrong. She wants to, and every other thing you are trying to say, you'll be bouncing, you'll be going forth, going out, bouncing, going up, bouncing, going up, bouncing, going up. How do you now get her to value you? How do you now get her to value you if she is now defensive? So don't criticize. Try as much as possible not to, because that's the mistake most times we make. Even respectfully speaking, even some persons who go for evangelism, when they go out to preach, I believe that the people's how should I put it now? I'm trying to be very careful with my word, because I'm a Christian. I go out for evangelism too. However, I tried as best as possible not to. You see this, you will die. You will die. You are sinning. You see, like Jesus is trying to help you, and the person will just block his heart. Like he will just block it. And whatever you say, it won't enter. The person will put Odeshi. The person will put Odeshi to the point that whatever you are saying, you're on your own. You're on your own. And that's the mistake we make sometimes, even in business. We come to tell people to want to value what we are selling. We start by criticizing them. Criticism never works. It's very ineffective. Very ineffective. I've met people who had profound messages. Like if you hear what they are saying, aside from the way they are saying it, if you listen to what they are saying, not how they are saying it, you'll be so blessed. But when they come, how they say it is so it's like using a hammer to drive a fly from somebody's face. Imagine there's a fly on somebody's face and you want to drive it away. You use a sledgehammer to drive the fly. Yeah, you may end up succeeding to drive. You may drive off the fly actually, but you end up leaving the face worse than it was, or worse than the fly that left it. If you have left the fly, don't know if you are following. So the approach also matters. You may have profound message. You have done your due diligence. Remember what we talked about yesterday? You have put yourself down. Put yourself down to get things done. You put yourself down to get a very good product. But now that valuable product, valuable intention has to be linked to through a valuable means of communication to your audience. And that is where communication comes in. So the second thing you should put in mind after never criticize is become genuinely interested in the other person. Now, this thing is something I don't do it flippantly. I don't take it flippantly. whenever I am interested in something, I'm genuine about it. And he says, become genuinely interested in the other person and show it. Make sure you show it. They don't see your intentions. Remember, you have to show it. You may be interested in somebody and you don't show it. You may be defeated because the person may not. So show it. I don't do that flippantly. You want to get your people to buy from you, right? Remember, I told you have gotten a due diligence, and when we have done due diligence to build, and when we started, we talked about becoming so passionate about what you do that you have turned sales to service. You are no longer selling to people, you are now serving people. It makes it easy for you to now become genuinely interested in people, so that, for instance, you are selling what they call it now. You're selling a beauty care product, yes, and you want to get people to. You have become so passionate about beauty that you are no longer trying to say, "Come and buy my product." Come on, but you are saying, "Gosh, my dear, look, you are very beautiful. I love your dress. Your color is fine. Like, it fits you very well. However, these pimples on your face, I believe that I can help you solve this. I can give you this and this and that and that. That will be very helpful to your face. It will be very, very helpful to removing this pimple from your face." You see, now you are very concerned about this person because you are passionate about him. So when you are trying to sell to people, when you are trying to serve people, become genuinely interested in them. Let me give you a statement that Dale Carnegie made that I truly love and truly believe in. He said, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in others, by becoming genuinely interested in other people, than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." Take it again. Dale Carnegie said, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested," and the one who are there genuinely interested in other people, than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. I will restructure this statement to mean like this. Listen, it says, I restructure it to be like this. You can get more customers. You can get more customers by becoming genuinely interested in others than by trying to get them interested in your product. Isn't that true? You can get more customers, you can get more people to patronize you, to buy from you, because you are genuinely interested in them, than getting them to just want, you are just talking about your product, and I will get to that. I will get to that in a while. I wrote here that people are more interested in themselves than any other person or thing. And if you can talk about their favorite person, which is them, yes, because most persons, their favorite person is them, you grab their attention. Only after then can you now sell to them. That is until you grab people's attention by talking about their favorite person. To some, their favorite person is them. To others, their favorite person may be some other person. But if you can talk about their favorite person, especially them, you will see that you grab their attention and you keep it. Let me tell you is something that happened. I decided to try out this law before this class. I decided to try it out, and to be very honest and to be very sincere, I love these guys. I follow them. Like every time I need a sermon, they send. I don't know if you've heard of NigerSermons.com. I posted it on my status that they sent this. I tried to get them to send this flyer on their platform. I decided to try out the law, and this was me. I was not doing it to carry out an experiment with them or anything, but as a person who is teaching, who wants to teach this law, I have to have done it and tested it to see whether it works. So I genuinely met them and I was like, okay, see, I talked to them about it. But before I talked, I was like, wow, I like what you guys have been doing. And prior to now, we will still get to this, to build relationship before time. Prior to now, I have been active in the group. Prior to now, I have been active in the platform. I used to follow, I used to listen to their sermon. I used to download sermons. Almost all my sermons are from them, NigeriaSermons.com. I download it anytime I need them. I listen to their WhatsApp status. So I went to them, I was like, wow, you guys have been doing a great job. I really appreciate it. I like the 30 seconds apostolic declaration by Apostle Selman. Every day they total 30 seconds of Apostle Joshua Selman's prophetic declaration and post it on their status. And I used to follow them. I used to listen to it. I told them I used to download their messages and listen to. I used to watch short clips they sent. And that's true, I do. So remember, we are sincere here and we are genuine. So I just told them, and I said, okay, see you. By passing, I told them that, okay, see, I'm organizing this class, and it's basically going to be a class. I'll be teaching laws, and these laws have scriptural backing and life applicability, and I would love them to just endorse it and advertise it on their platform. And they were like, I was like, okay, yes, I know that this organization is exceptional and a world-class organization, that there may be some rules that we put in place to vet something like this. So if you want to ask me any question, I'm free to answer. Please do and ask me. So I was like, okay, I told them this. But I first of all started, remember, telling them that they did this, they did that, they did, and I watched them and I appreciated them. Then I left. A while later, I saw a message from them. They said I should send a write-up. I was like, wait, let me be very sure I understand what you're saying. Should I send a write-up to you for your personal consumption, for you to get it before you post it, or for you to start posting it immediately? Like, post it immediately. I was like, yes, this law works. You can get to talk to people in terms of the language they understand, they will value. To me, I was trying to get them to value what I sell, what I represent, which is the miracle of men. And I use this law to talk in terms of what they value. That is to become genuinely interested in them and then to talk in terms of what they value. So, most persons make this mistake. Most business people make this mistake, that when you want to sell a product to people, they want to offer a service, you go to them and you be like, my product is this, my product is the best in the market. The product has NAFDAC number. The product has, it follows the best production process. My product is the sweetest. My product is the best. My product is the fastest. My product is this one. My product, just talk my product. And the person is like, okay, so how is it going to benefit me? How is it going? Remember that people think most times on themselves than on others. I don't know if you've experienced this thing that you'll be doing something and all of a sudden you just turn and you catch somebody looking at you and person just move beside immediately. Most times we think it is us they are looking at. Sometimes it's not us. They are thinking of their problem. They're just wondering about their problem and their eyes was just wondering, and it happened to just be fixed on you. Maybe because they think you are their problem or their solution. So when you now look at them, they will take their place. People are not looking at. They are thinking more of themselves. So if you could get them, rather than coming to say, my product is this, my product is that, you could do that thing I said about the fashion design, the beauty care ambassador. Or a fashion designer can just say, meet somebody, a client he wants to patronize, or a graphics designer. Let me use graphics design, or a video editor wants to design a flyer or to create a video for, let me say, a church. You go to their media person and you're like, wow, you guys are doing a great job here. And mean it sincerely. If you don't mean it, don't say it. Don't, because remember, we are sincere and we are honest. So mean it sincerely and tell them, okay, see you guys are doing a great job. You guys are doing a great job. I've been seeing your flyer and your posters around. Wow, you guys are trying. And I noticed that there are some little something here that I believe that if you could adjust this and that and those and this, and it will just be fine. Or if you cannot do it, you can contact me. I can do it for you. I believe that is a church, so I wouldn't come and rob you. So maybe I'll just do it at a discounted, and you mean it sincerely. You mean it sincerely. You see that you are genuinely interested in them, rather than just going to tell them that, oh, this is your flyer. No, it's not fine at all. I'm a fine designer. Like I can design flyer very very well. So why people not patronizing me? Rather than doing that, you can speak in the terms of the other person. So that is about that. So the next thing, the first one, remember, let's recap so that we know where. Yeah, the first one is never criticize. Never you criticize. Try as much as possible not to criticize. That is good people in defensive mode. Then the next one is become genuinely interested in the other person. Become genuinely interested in the other person. Then the next one, talk about things that your client are interested in. Remember the issue of Nigeria Sermon? I talked of the things that they love, and even how I told them that it's going to be laws that have biblical base. Laws that have biblical base. So they are interested in building people. They're interested in building people. And I am also interested in building people. I found the goal of this one now is to find a common ground. Find a common ground that's the both of you. You want to make cakes for a forthcoming wedding. You tell the bride that, look, you're a beautiful lady, you're very influential and this, and mean it, sincerely mean it, that, oh, you're a beautiful lady and you are a woman of top class, and remember you have done your diligence to be a good cake baker. I don't know how they call it. Yeah, you make good cakes. Yes. So you have done that due diligence. So you can approach them and like, for the kind of person you are, for the kind of status you possess in the society, you could make a very befitting cake for you that fits your stature, that fits who you are. Or a graphics designer, you can go to a church and say, look, this church is a beacon of integrity and excellence. And I believe that now I'm just saying this out of love, sincere love. And I believe that the people making flyers can make better flyers. Flyers that speaks well of this church. They can't, because look, your flyer is your face to the wall. This is you now trying to sell. You're trying to get them to value you. You're not coming from, I'm a good designer, design flyer. You're not coming from that aspect. Coming from the aspect of let's help you put this thing in a way that you can boldly send it out to the world and you will not feel something is wrong. Remember, flyers are a flyer is your face to the world. A video, an intro video is your face to the world. If you send it out to the world, they may not be seeing that you are diligent people in this church. They are seeing your flyer, they are seeing your video, they are seeing those things. So why not give it the best shot? And we believe that we are the best shot to give it. We believe too. So you are no longer selling, you're trying to sell, and you're doing it sincerely. So you're not just going to manipulate people. You're not manipulating people. You're doing it to serve rather. Now, let me give another example of what we used. when we were preparing for this class. I don't know, some of us are here because we answered the question on my status. Right? I posted something. I was like, I wrote down first that I have 3 slots for people who answer this next question in the slide. And then I pointed to the next slide. I posted a picture of a man with powder almost all part of his body in the marketplace, and he was distributing powders to other people. So this was something that even me said before I did not know what it meant. So I now wrote, in the eastern part of Nigeria, what does this mean? Many of the people who are from the east or who stay east, they answering. Some persons answered, they even somebody said the man has given birth. And I'm like, by what technology has the man given birth? Where would the pikin come from? So many people answered. People were just answering. Well, I figured out something, that most people did not see what I posted before. Most people did not see that I have 3 slots for people who answer this question for my class, for the forthcoming coaching class. Most people did not see and they passed it. That was the thing they passed before this flyer, before the picture. They passed the thing I wrote, and they saw it, and they were like, when I now told them, oh, congratulations, you have won the free ticket. They said, 1 free ticket to what? I'm like, so you did not read, I was telling myself, so you did not read what I wrote, but you answered it. Why? What I wrote was just text, and it was not familiar to them. Most persons don't read the text we post on WhatsApp. That's why me, sometimes I don't. Okay, people do read it, but people don't. People don't read. Most persons do. I believe that most persons do. But for this case, most persons did not read what I wrote there. What they saw was the man with powder, and as soon as they saw the man, it was something that resonates with them. So some people were so excited that, as I said, they answered. They knew what they wanted to say, but the excitement, they were like, the man has given birth. And I told him, they are in the way now. Like, how far now? How can the man give birth? By what technology? Is it from his armpit, or he will bring out? No. So he now says, you understand what I mean? People are attracted by what they are familiar with. If you speak in the terms of something they understand, they will value what you are saying. And also, I think let me play the video of our intro video. Yes, the intro video. I will share my screen. I will go and look for the video and play it. So let me go and look for the video first before I share my screen. I will now share some content to the public that I do not want to be seen. So I'm looking for video now. I just want to buttress the point that I made that people are interested only in what they are familiar with. Oh, where do I find this? Okay, I think I've seen it. Let me share my screen. Can we see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So Now, did we see that?
Yes, sir. Sir, we can't hear you anymore again.
All right. I think, sorry for that. My what they call it now? My phone turned, started doing what wasn't supposed to do. So that video, the reason why I played that video was because of to show us something. We talked in the sense of the target audience I had in mind was people who are in one way or the other affected by the current ongoing strike that's happening in the country. People who a major part of their life is dependent on students being around, either students, lecturers, or people who sell things and the rest. That's the major audience we're trying to get out to. So everything we did was just intentional. We had to start with, in that category of people, we started with, are you thinking of starting a business? Are you saying now, anybody who is thinking of anybody who has had the thought of starting a business because of how the country is, let's return and look. What are you saying? Just like that funny clip that they will show when somebody says something, a guy will be like, yo, guys, come on, look at this. So when they hear, are you thinking of starting a business? Their eyes will just turn. I've caught the attention of one set of people who are thinking of starting a business. Then another part says, or you already have a business, and we now specified it, and you are feeling that the marketplace is overcrowded. You already have a business, and the marketplace is overcrowded. I've caught another set of people, the attention of another set of people. Now, I now said, okay, let me see if I can remember. Are you thinking of starting a business? You already have a business that you are doing, and you feel market space is overcrowded. We have caught the attention of those two people. Please, can you permit me to take a bit of water? It's getting dry. Wow, I'm sorry about that. My throat was getting so dry, like not speaking it. Please pardon me. So, I was talking about the advert we used, the invitation we used to get people to join this class. And it started with, are you thinking of starting a business? I think my camera needs to. Yes. Are you thinking of starting a business? We've caught the first set of people, which is people who are thinking of starting a business. Bam, we're person one. Or you're already in a business. I've gotten people who are already in a business who are now thinking that the market space is overcrowded. Two sets of people. Then we now said, imagine how the marketplace will look like when there are many graphics designers with few people who need graphics design. If I'm a graphics designer and I heard graphics design, I will turn. Remember, another set of people we have got. Or you're a baker that bakes cake, We have taught people who bake cake. We taught this. Another set was, I think, was beauty care ambassador. Once you hear something that you are familiar with, it draws your attention. Whenever you hear something you are familiar with, so whenever you are trying to send out your advert, to send out a call for people to come and patronize you. The goal is, I talked about being specific, but when you are sending it out now, you spread it. You spread it to reach the widest audience that you can reach, as much audience that you can reach. So you make sure you capture the different set of people. For instance, you want to get people to buy your beauty care product. I don't know if I'm correct, but one of us here is an ambassador of I think La Buena Vida. So, let me use Oriflame. That you want to get people to buy the beauty care product. Instead of just going to them and say, come and buy my beauty care product, it will help your face and clean your face. You can start with, for instance, have you felt that these pimples on your face have become something else? You have tried several things, you have put up, you have used different creams, you have used different products, and the mix of products is not even reacting with your skin. So much so that you cannot stay without filling up your face with makeup. No offense. I feel your pain. And I know that it's not an easy thing to keep up with the current ongoings in our society. When you still have some little things that you are feeling insecure about. We believe that this product we're going to offer you is not something that we are not telling you is a miracle work. Just change it overnight. But we know that if you consistently follow this with this product, see all those pimples you give your face, those dark circles, those dark spots left by pimples will leave. And the good part is it's not too expensive. I know that you have used several beauty care products. I know that you have tried several things to get this, but we promise you that if you will give it a shot, you give this beauty care a shot, we are trying to serve you. You find out that your problems are solved. Are you saying that you got people who had acne? Your advert got people who had acne. Adverts got people who had dark spots as a beauty care ambassador. Adverts got people who had dark circles, those circles that come when you don't sleep. I think my own should show it now. So Oriflame people come and sell to me. Let me see if I can buy and remove this dark circle. Yeah, you see now I have dark circles. Okay, I think I do. So, but when you now say dark circles, this product can do. That is why Dr. Igwede's Cocoa Cleanser sometimes used to sell more than some of these things that some persons sell. Because you will hear them put on speaker and they will start calling problems. Are you facing this one? Are you facing that one? Are you facing that one? Are you facing the other one? Are you facing the other one? You are going on your own. For instance, if somebody is going on his own and nothing concerns you, concern Dr. Igwede's Cocoa Cleanser. With all due respect, I love those people. I started hearing from them when I was small. I love their consistency. They have not stopped, even up until now. When people have spoken about them, they have not stopped. And it's something I respect about them. So I'm saying this out of love and out of respect for people who have stayed this long. So I'm not trying to no. So when they start calling those cases, somebody that is just working on his own is just going and going and going. You may not, I remember, people don't even think of, they are thinking of themselves. No matter how much and how loud that thing is, they may turn to look at you so that you reduce it, not to hear what they are saying. They may even just part. But once they hear Take for instance, that person is suffering from malaria, and the loudspeaker just said, this glucose cleanser used to cleanse malaria. As soon as you say malaria, back the attention, the person will turn. The person's mind automatically is programmed to fish out things that are related to him. You see now? So whenever you are sending out things, you want to get people to patronize you. Our beloved peanut sister is here, and that's not her name. Her name is Agnes, and a beautiful name. I just use that to get her attention. As soon as I call Peter, I'm very sure she must have face must have turned to look at what I was saying. So once you are trying to get people to patronize you, you could say, for instance, when you are, this is me, this is you, I'm trying to give you, I'm just walking my mind. I didn't write anything down here. So look at it. Most times when I'm in the office and I'm studying or I'm working, I get too bored and I just feel like I should just stop and just take this. Sometimes my mates, they're so boring and bored. We just look at ourselves all day. And once we've talked, there's nothing to talk about. And I just I just feel like I should just quit this job. The strength to go outside, to receive fresh air. I go outside and I won't see anybody to talk to. Have you ever felt like that? I've felt like that, so yes. I have experienced that. But I decided that no, I'm not going to quit my job. I love my job. I'm going to get a means to keep myself busy, a means to get myself to feel excited. And then I met a lady like that sells peanuts. She distributes peanuts. My goodness, when I tasted her peanuts. And I've never tasted a peanut like that. So whenever I'm sitting in my office and I'm bored, I just pull a bottle of, I think it's Gracious Nuts. I just pull a bottle of it out. And as I toss one into my mouth, and it gives me this energy, and I continue with my job. So you have spoken in a context that people in an office setting, people in a corporate setting will listen to, because most of these people in corporate settings, they are given offices or cubicles that when they stay, they may not have the opportunity to, except during breakout session, during break, that they will go and network. But if you give them something like that, an advert that during that time when things are busy, when things are boring and they are bored, they can remember, oh wow, I have a bottle of peanut that will keep me busy. Take a bottle out. You have sold your idea to them. This is physical selling. This is physical selling. You have sold your idea to them. You have gotten them to value what you sell. You have gotten them to see, and you spoke it in such a way that, first of all, it was in a context that they understand. It was in a context that attracted them. Secondly, it was in a context that was genuine. You were genuinely concerned about seeing that they don't feel bored during office hours, and also seeing that they don't quit their job because the job is not as exciting as it should be. And you helped them to give them a spice of excitement through your Gracious Nuts. See now that you have fulfilled a law, and you did it without manipulating anybody. You did it without having sales in mind, but service. Are you seeing now? And I think that is what I told you yesterday, that I try as much as possible not to be political. So this example I'm going to give is not political. I don't know, I believe you understand what I'm saying. So this is exactly what the presidential candidate of Labour Party does. He speaks in such a context that in Nigeria now, one of the popular trends in Nigeria is politics, political news. And we have a popular candidate that everybody is campaigning for even before campaign starts. So I watched something I watched. I can say it because I watched him say. not bringing it up. There was an interview he had, I think it was with Arise, but I can't remember now, but I knew there was an interview he had with a popular TV channel where he was trying to defend himself for something that someone else said about him being a better candidate for presidential office rather than a presidential office because of his economic acumen. So he was like, okay, talked of several things, talked of that's Nigeria's problem. It's an economic problem. That's why he's running for president rather than being. So if somebody has a good economic mind and you want to put him under in a place where he cannot bring up that economic mind, because the problem of Nigeria is economic. He's speaking as with respect to the things that are prevalent in Nigeria economic. Then a more classic example is when he now said that I and that, I'm paraphrasing what he said, I and that are not running for president. No, that is not what we are doing. It is you that is going to vote for me, that is running for president through us. I was like, wow, this guy knows what he's saying. He's speaking to the part of them that is tired of how things are. So you hear when most persons talk, if I stay with someone, by God's grace, I have a way to get people to want to talk to me. So if I stay with you and I want you to talk to me because I like you, I know a way I can get you to talk to me. So if you start talking with what you are saying, I will start picking out things that you are interested in. Genuinely, I am doing it because I love people. This is me. I love people. I love people who are intelligent. I love guys that are smart. I love ladies that are beautiful. I love ladies that are confident. I love guys that are exceptional in leadership. I love guys that are responsible. So whenever I see people and I see something I like in them and I want to approach them to get them to connect with them, to network with them, I get them to talk. So if you can get people to talk, or if you have already talked with people and you have picked out things that they are interested in, now when you want to sell, remember you're not selling, you are serving. You have converted sales to service. So when you are trying to serve them, you pick those things that they value most and bring it out. It is when you have first of all touched on the things that they value, warmed them up sincerely, warm them up in that area. That's where you can get them to do something. Let me tell you a story of Jesus Christ. Our time is fast spent. Let me tell you a story of a man that went to a hotel. He sells bread. So he wants to supply, he has been trying to supply bread to a hotel for years and he has been trying to supply for 4 years. He has been going to the manager's office every week, my dear, to try and get the manager to buy bread. And the manager will say no. But for some reason, he stumbled across this law to talk in terms of what people believe in, what people like, what people are interested in. And he now said, let him go and watch and search for what that manager is interested in. So he went and searched and figured out that manager was in charge, was a part of an organization of hotel owners. They are called hotel greeters. So he now went and studied on hotel greeters. So then the next week when he was going to the man's office, he did not go and was telling the man, my bread is sweet. They're going to sell to somebody. They'll be like, my product is this, my product is that, my product and my product, buy my product. He did not go like that again. What he went with, as soon as he entered, he started talking about hotel greeters. He started talking about it. And he was surprised that the manager started talking. The manager was so excited and so because he's so passionate about that organization, hotel greeters, that his battery is about to go flat. was so passionate about hotel greeters that he has now risen even to become the president of the organization. So they talked about hotel greeters for almost hours. The point said that the manager even gave him a ticket to become part of the hotel greeter. So all this while he has not talked of bread. He hasn't talked of his product. They were just talking about things that the manager was interested in. They talked finish and he greeted him and said, okay, bye. He left. A few days later, the secretary of the man called him and was like, what did you do to Oga? Like, Oga so much loves you like this. He said you should bring samples of your bread and price him. He didn't say anything about it, but he spoke. He touched genuinely to the things that mattered to the manager. The manager called him to bring bread. After, imagine 4 years of going and they're telling you no. Just one meeting because he obeyed one law. It's the law of appearance that people see what you show them is what they see. And what you show them, what is attractive to them is different. So you have to be flexible with your attraction. You have to look for what is something that is valuable to them to talk about or to get them to context. The goal is just to contextualize your message in a way that speaks louder and clearer in the understanding of your client. The summary of this goal, of this law, is to contextualize put your context in such a manner that appeals to what is important to your prospective client. So before I say the last thing I will have to say, does anyone has a question? Anyone has anything to ask? In the course of the class, I think I may have said something that is not clear to you. And if you have a question, please, I would really appreciate it if you unmute your mic and ask. Agnes, I can see you. Highly welcome. Thank you for coming out this night. I hope you're fine. God blessing. I can see you. Blossom. I can see you. Matthew, I can see you. So, is there any question? Okay, great. You said, yes, sir, I can attempt to that law. I've tried it on an online 3D animator. I genuinely was interested in them prior to this time, and I was a big fan. And I courageously communicated my value, which is to teach me how he does his animation. Surprisingly, he agreed to teach. Wow, that is beautiful. You see, someone who you want to get to value you. Great says that he was connected to a content creator, a 3D animator online, that he needed him to coach him on 3D animation. But he used this law. He was a big fan even before now, but he was genuinely interested. I like the word he used. He said I was genuinely interested in them. Prior to this time, he was a big fan. Then he courageously communicated his values, which is to teach him, that you courageously told him to teach you how he does your animation. And surprisingly, he agreed. We are all human beings. I think that's the last thing I will close with. We are all human beings. Systems and structures are only there because human beings put them there. An office that has laws and policies guiding it is because somebody put it. Those laws, I believe, can be vetoed genuinely, sincerely, and for good reasons if you can tap into the human factor of tap into the human factor of those behind those laws. I don't know if you understand. It is the human being that puts the law. So if you can tap into the human factor of those laws, you can get people to value what you sell. If you can genuinely be interested in people's business, be interested in people who are around you, or people who you want to sell, not necessarily sell, you can get them to value you. So I think I will not have to enter into what I have next because it will take a whole lot of time, and I wouldn't want to break it and start them again tomorrow. So, is there anybody who has a question or is asking? Say a question take before we close. Even if there's no question, please you can unmute your mic and tell me that there's no question. Is there any question? There's no question. Please unmute your mic and tell me that there's no question. All right. Thank you, Josan. Okay.
So I don't have a question.
So you don't have a question, or you have a question?
No, I don't have a question, sir.
Agnes, are you there? Okay. So, just a quick recap of what we talked about today, and then call it a night. Is that fine? Talked about the law of appearance, law of flexibility, law of attraction, law of appearance, attraction, and flexibility. Give three profound statements which says that let me share my screen so that you can three laws of appearance, attraction, and flexibility. Three statements for those three laws. It says most people see first our outward appearance before anything else. This is where I am. Then second law says people are only attracted to what they are familiar with. Third laws, different people are attracted by different things. Fourth law, okay, no fourth law. Then we talked about that we tend to see ourselves in light, ourselves and our business primarily in light of our intentions, which are only visible to us, which are invisible to others and only visible to us, while we see others mainly in light of their actions. So we now went to, I believe that I should unshare my screen now. If there's any word like that, stop. My goodness, I'm sorry I was cut off. Don't know what's happened. So I was just saying that you should get your audience to, like, you should contextualize your product in such a way that your audience are interested in it because you are genuinely interested in them. Not just because you want them to be interested in your product, because they are genuinely interested. because you are genuinely interested in them. So you will now get to a point where you talk about the things that your clients are interested in. Remember the bread man trying to sell bread to a hotel manager, and he has been going for 4 years. He could not sell. But once he started talking about the hotel greeters that the hotel manager was a member of, the man was so sold out that he started buying patronizing bread from them. And the same way our beloved Peter Obi does, to get people to get them to value what he said. He most times he will say, I and Dati are not running for president. You are running for president through us. You see? So that's the context they put it in. You can contextualize your message in religious forms to get people to listen to you. I think we'll talk about this tomorrow. Let me not go into more details than I'm not supposed to go into. So I think with this, that should be the much you can take for now. I did not know that the time was fast spent, and I wouldn't want to exceed 9 o'clock. That was the plan. I wouldn't want to exceed 9 o'clock, and it's already 8:59. So again, I would want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you so much, Blossom. I can see you. Agnes, I can also see you. Thank you for coming. It's such a privilege that you could, amongst many other things you had to do, you still came. You still came. Thank you. Others paid for this class and they may not necessarily have valued it enough to come for today's class, but thank you. Most persons, today is weekend, so they have been stressed out from the work of this week. So, but I believe that you learned at least something today. Did you? It's all right. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. So I will just say a short prayer and call it a night. Thank you, Father, for tonight. Bless and worship you for being the God which you are. We ask that you receive all the praise, all the adoration in the name of Jesus. We ask that you grant us grace to continue tomorrow and finish up. And whatever we've learned here, please give us grace to put it to practice as we go to bed. We ask that you minister to us. In the end, all glory will return unto you, and the benefit of people valuing our businesses will be accrued to us in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name. Amen. I just want to state that I said I was going to post the video of yesterday on the YouTube page. I stated earlier before the class, for now, that I decided I was going to work on some part of the video. I need to a little work here and there before I post it, and that will take a while. So I said immediately after the class, that's immediately after tomorrow, 2 or 3 days after, I would have worked on it and send it online, so that the ones you missed, some of us that came late, go back there, watch it, because so many things that are of importance to your business are important to what you came here for. We are shared that maybe you were not here by then, so you go back and watch it, and also subscribe and like, so that other persons see. The algorithm will push this video out to other persons who would need something like this. Not necessarily because we want to post our social media page. It's not yet time. We have not yet. That's not what we want. Now, just for you to get the most of what you invested your money and your time for. So, with this said, I want to say thank you once more. I also want to say good night. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a nice night.